Welcome to another episode of Winning with Win. This channel is about strategies to attain optimal health and performance. There are a ton of diets or eating strategies out there, and it's just information overload. So I'm going to go over a few diets that are trending right now and discuss which one might be best for you. So the ketogenic diet is based on a very low carb diet, moderate protein and high fat diet. Typically about 5% of your daily caloric intake would be carbohydrates, about 25 to 30% protein, and 70% fat. Based on a 2,000 calorie daily diet, that would be about 25 grams of carbs, which would look like this. The Paleo Diet philosophy is to eat how our Paleolithic ancestors ate. And the hypothesis is that we are genetically mismatched to simulate the modern diet that is prevalent today since the advent of farming practices that yield a lot of grains, beans, and highly processed foods. The Whole30 diet is similar to the Paleo diet, with the program eliminating any natural or artificial sweetener, MSG, dairy, grains over the 30 days. Next, the vegan diet is a pure plant-based diet without any animal meat or food products made from animals like milk, eggs, honey. IFYM, or if it fits your macros, or flexible dieting, is you can eat anything you want as long as you stay within the targeted macronutrients and calories for weight loss or maintenance. And many bodybuilders tend to support more of a flexible dieting lifestyle, as you might see a lot of bodybuilders eat toast and pasta for breakfast, gummy bears post-workout, which are pretty much off the limits in the previous diets I just mentioned. So the Mediterranean diet is based on eating the cuisines of Greece and Italy. Diets in this region mostly consisted of whole grains, vegetables, fish, with some room, of course, for wine. And for the last 50 years, the US government promoted the idea of intake of fats cause heart attacks, but we noticed that this kind of diet caught light because we noticed that the Mediterranean diet had a lot of fats in it with fatty fish and olive oil, but a lot of the people in this region did not really have much cardiovascular disease. So these are just a few of the hundreds of diets out there, but which one works the best for you and for weight loss, specifically fat loss? And you probably don't want to hear this, but all of these diets will actually help you achieve weight loss, especially if you have been eating the standard American diet, or on Guam what I like to call the drive-through diet, or the two-choice plate lunch special with the soda. All of these diets can achieve fat loss, granted you are in a caloric deficit. We cannot really dismiss the laws of thermodynamics, and for fat loss to occur, you have to burn more calories than you intake to start shedding the body fat. And it's as simple as that. Okay, it's not as simple as that in execution and results will vary when you factor in things like food addiction, dependence, food availability, budget, hormones, hypothalamus, regulated weight set points, toxic loads, lean body mass, etc., etc., etc. But when you're really faced with the keto community professing that the low carb diet will get you faster and better weight loss results, while you might have the vegan or flexible dieting community arguing that perhaps the low-fat diet is better, just know that the evidence is pretty solid from randomized control studies, metabolic ward studies, and a lot of meta-analyses that either a low-carb or even a low-fat diet will provide similar results in terms of fat loss. And I've linked some of the studies below. So now that you know that most diets can achieve weight loss, the more important question is, which diet strategy or protocol will help you to lose weight and maintain your goal for weight loss forever? And that's where about individuality, your values, financial budget, your personal goals matter in terms of sticking with the eating protocol. So just because your friend did a vegan or keto diet and they got results, it may not necessarily be the right one for you. But ethically, if you don't agree with the animal farming practices, then certainly vote with your dollar and follow a vegan diet. And some people have high cholesterol levels when they shoot, and it shoots through the roof when consuming animal fats, or sometimes a high fiber diet might be the one for you. But on Guam, I feel a vegan diet is not a sustainable diet necessarily, because oftentimes the price of vegetables costs more than the proteins or meat itself. And can you just imagine telling your Uncle Frankie at the fiesta, "Hey, don't touch the barbecue meat, just the hagansuni and daigo"? If you feel that you can stick to any diet as long as you get a slice of chocolate cake on the daily to keep you going, then flexible dieting might be for you. But the thing you have to really consider when flexible dieting is you really have to count your calories or stick to the same set menu every week for it to work, because when you start to throw in high caloric dense processed foods into the mix, like Cinnabons and pizza, you can easily overconsume on the calories. If you feel like you're addicted to sugar, you kind of have these strong cravings, or you always feel hungry after a high carb meal, you might consider something like a keto diet or ketogenic diet to help really recalibrate your mind and body and establish a healthier relationship with hunger and cravings. But the issue with ketogenic diet is that for some people, it can really raise the lipid or certain cholesterol markers. And it's also a very difficult diet to adhere to in the current food environment we have on Guam today. I mean, almost every corner, almost food option in the store or restaurant has over 25 grams of carbs per serving. And personally, I feel amazing and focused when I'm in a state of ketosis, but I also grew up on eating rice. So it's a bit of a challenge to be in a prolonged state of ketosis when I also love to eat rice. But if you tend to have allergies, or if you have autoimmune issues like thyroiditis and rheumatoid arthritis, you might really consider a paleo or Whole30 type diet. But the downside to being 100% paleo or Whole30 compliant is absolutely no grains, including rice. And the cost of groceries might cost a little bit more compared to other diets. I know I've only scratched the surface of explaining these diets, but the point I really want to make in this video is that in this day of information overload, if you're overweight and you really want to change the way of eating to lose weight, most of the diets will work. You just have to be kind to your future self and pick the one that you feel that you can stick to long term, even after you hit your weight loss goal. And once you stick with that diet, it's really, really important to check your labs like lipids, your inflammatory markers like CRP, hemoglobin A1C, and make sure that they're improving to know that the diet is also helping with your longevity. Until next time, invest in your health for meaningful gains.